It started with a shock to the football world, a moment that felt less like a transfer and more like a tectonic shift in the planet's most popular sport. Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest players of all time, is leaving the glory of European football behind for Saudi Arabia. The deal was astronomical, the implications were massive, and what most of the world didn't realize was that this wasn't the headline. This was just the opening move in a much, much bigger game. In the months and years that followed, the floodgates opened wide. Billions for a revolutionary new golf league that tore the sport in two. A Formula One Grand Prix on the shores of the Red Sea. The biggest, most hyped boxing matches on the planet, all happening in Riyadh. This isn't just a wealthy nation on a random spending spree. This is the story of how one country is systematically buying its way into nearly every major sport on Earth to pull off a master plan. The real question is, why? To understand the sheer scale of this ambition, you have to start with Ronaldo. In late 2022, his move to Al Nassr wasn't just a sports transaction, it was a global statement. The reported salary of around 200 million euros per year was a figure so immense it shattered every record, signaling that the Saudi Pro League was no longer a quiet place for players to retire. It was a declaration of intent. Suddenly, the world's media was laser-focused on a league that had always been on the fringes. But Ronaldo was never the endgame. He was the catalyst. After he arrived, a wave of other superstars made the same journey. Players like Neymar, Karim Benzema, and dozens of others were lured by contracts that European clubs just couldn't touch. This massive injection of talent was designed to do one thing: rapidly improve the league's quality, competitiveness, and global appeal. And it worked. International broadcast deals and viewership shot through the roof. The quality of the pitch improved overnight. Ronaldo himself, even pushing 40, broke the single-season scoring record with 35 goals in the 2023-24 season. But for all his individual brilliance, he couldn't deliver the league title. And as of early 2026, he has yet to win a major domestic trophy with Al Nassr. This whole saga was never just about one player. It was about using one player's colossal brand to kickstart a revolution. It was a proof of concept for a much larger strategy. But to understand why this is happening now, and with such urgency, you can't look at the sports pages. You have to look at the economic forecasts. For decades, the story of Saudi Arabia's wealth has been written in one simple, powerful word: oil. The black gold that fueled the 20th century built the modern kingdom. But its leaders, especially Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, know that the 21st century is a different game entirely. The world is moving toward a post-oil future, and for a nation whose economy is almost wholly dependent on fossil fuels, that's an existential threat. The country is in a race against time to diversify its economy before its central resource becomes a relic. The answer is a sweeping, multi-trillion-dollar master plan called Saudi Vision 2030. It's arguably one of the most ambitious national transformations in modern history. The goal? To rewire the entire country, economically, socially, and culturally. Vision 2030 aims to turn Saudi Arabia into a global hub for business, technology, tourism, and entertainment. And a central pillar of that entire vision is sports. The logic is simple. Sports cross borders and bypass politics. They grab the world's attention like few other things can. By hosting huge events and attracting the best athletes, Saudi Arabia can do several things at once. It can project a new, modern image to the world, jumpstart its tourism industry, and build entirely new economic sectors that have nothing to do with oil. The plan is to encourage sports at home to create a healthier society, while building a commercial sports empire that creates jobs and attracts foreign capital. But a plan this significant needs an engine with almost unlimited financial firepower. Enter the Public Investment Fund, or PIF. This is Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund, and it's the financial engine driving Vision 2030. With assets soaring towards $1 trillion, it's one of the most significant and most aggressive investment funds on the planet. Its mission is to make bets, at home and abroad, that will generate future wealth for the kingdom and help break the addiction to oil. And lately, the PIF has aimed its financial fire hose directly at the world of sports. This isn't just about sponsoring a few events. The PIF strategy is way more integrated. As part of a national privatization project, it took control of the country's four biggest football clubs, Al Nassr, Al Hilal, Al Ahly, and Al Ittihad, owning a 75% stake in each and effectively supercharging them overnight. This centralized control allowed them to coordinate the wave of star-studded signings that followed Ronaldo. The fund's influence is everywhere, securing partnerships with FIFA and other major football bodies to cement its place at the heart of the sport. The PIF is the money behind LIV Golf, the league that has completely upended professional golf. A PF subsidiary, SRJ Sports Investments, has entered the combat sports space with a stake in the Professional Fighters League. Another, Savvy Games Group, is investing billions in esports, aiming to make Saudi Arabia a global hub for competitive gaming. The PIF isn't just buying teams or funding leagues. It's building an entire interconnected system. It's investing in stadiums, training centers, airports, and massive entertainment districts like Qiddiya, a new city designed to be a global capital of entertainment and sports. This is a top-to-bottom takeover of the sports landscape, all coordinated under a single powerful umbrella with a single goal. When you look at these investments one by one, they're impressive. But when you see them all together, you realize they're all part of a master plan. This is a coordinated portfolio of soft power, where each sport plays a specific role. Football. As the world's most popular sport, football is the cornerstone of the whole strategy. The big-name player signings were just the start. The ultimate prize came in December 2024, when Saudi Arabia was officially confirmed as the host of the 2034 FIFA World Cup. This wasn't a surprise. It was the result of a deliberate, strategic push. Hosting the World Cup gives them a 10-year runway to fast-track infrastructure projects, from futuristic stadiums in Riyadh and the new city of Neom to advanced transport systems for millions of fans. It guarantees Saudi Arabia will be at the center of the global conversation, giving it an unmatched platform to showcase the new kingdom. Golf. While football is about mass appeal, the play in golf was all about disruption. With a reported investment of over $2 billion, the PF launched LIV Golf, a direct competitor to the PGA Tour. By offering enormous, guaranteed contracts, LIV poached some of the sport's biggest names and sparked a bitter civil war in golf. The chaos led to a proposed merger framework in 2023, but as of early 2026, the deal is stalled amid frustration and mistrust on both sides. Still, by forcing its way to the negotiating table, the PIF already won. It secured a powerful voice and major influence over the future of professional golf. Boxing. If golf were a disruption, boxing is pure dominance. In just a few years, Riyadh has become the undisputed capital of mega fights. The Riyadh Season brand has hosted some of the most anticipated heavyweight clashes in memory, featuring superstars like Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, and Anthony Joshua. These events, marketed as Day of Reckoning and Ring of Fire, draw huge global audiences and establish the kingdom as the go-to place for high-stakes combat sports. Each fight is a significant tourism event, perfectly aligned with Vision 2030's economic goals. Formula One and beyond. The portfolio just keeps growing. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, held in Jeddah since 2021, delivers consistent, high-glamour global exposure. It puts Saudi Arabia on a prestigious circuit next to cities like Monaco and Singapore, reinforcing that narrative of modernity. The PF has also invested directly in motorsports with a stake in the McLaren F1 team. There are significant partnerships in tennis, with the PIF becoming a title sponsor for the men's and women's professional tours, and in wrestling, through a long-term deal with WWE. And with its massive push into esports, Saudi Arabia is positioning itself to capture the next generation of fans and a key part of the future digital economy. None of this is random. Each investment is an interlocking piece of a calculated, multi-front assault to buy influence, relevance, and a brand new global identity. But this unprecedented spending spree has been met with intense criticism and one recurring accusation: sports washing. It's the idea of using high-profile sports to distract from a country's poor human rights record. Critics argue that Saudi Arabia is using the glamour of Ronaldo, the thrill of F1, and the prestige of the World Cup to launder its international reputation and divert attention from deep-seated issues. Human rights organizations point to the country's restrictions on free expression, the treatment of political dissidents, the rights of migrant workers, and laws concerning women and LGBTQ+ individuals. Amnesty International called FIFA's decision to award the 2034 tournament to the kingdom reckless. The fear is that the global celebration of sport will completely overshadow the reality for many people living there. Saudi officials, including Mohammed bin Salman, have pushed back hard on this. They don't frame it as hiding from criticism, but as driving internal change. They argue that Vision 2030 is genuinely transforming the country, and that sports are a key part of that social and cultural evolution. They point to the changes already happening as proof. But this debate remains at the very heart of the entire project, casting a long shadow over the gleaming new stadiums and blockbuster deals. Whatever the motive, the impact is undeniable for sports and for Saudi Arabia itself. Globally, the old guard has been shaken to its core. For decades, power in sports was concentrated in Europe and North America. Saudi Arabia's money has created a new center of gravity, shifting talent and blowing up traditional league structures. This has given the kingdom immense bargaining power, not just in boardrooms, but in the halls of global governing bodies like FIFA. Domestically, the changes are just as profound. The sports push is a key part of the social reforms under Vision 2030. One of the most significant impacts has been on women's sports. After decades of severe limitations, the country has seen a radical shift. Since Vision 2030 began, officials report that female participation in sports has surged by nearly 150%. The government has launched women's national teams, licensed hundreds of female-only gyms, introduced PE for girls in schools, and is training thousands of female coaches and referees. It's all part of a broader push to create a more active society, with a stated goal of increasing sports participation from 13% to 40% by 2030. These investments are also creating jobs and are a cornerstone of the plan to attract 150 million tourists every year. So, why is Saudi Arabia buying every sport? The answer is both simple and incredibly complex. It's not just about footballs, golf balls, or checkered flags. It's about survival. It's about a nation built on oil, trying to secure its future in a world that's moving beyond it. It's about power, the soft power to reshape a global reputation, and the economic power to build new industries from the ground up. This strategy is a high-stakes gamble. Billions are being wagered on the belief that sport can do what politics and diplomacy often can't: change minds, open doors, and build a new identity on the world stage. From Cristiano Ronaldo's jaw-dropping contract to the spectacle of a FIFA World Cup, every move is a calculated piece in a much larger game. This isn't just a story about sports. It's a story about the future of a nation, and maybe the future of global power itself. This is one of the biggest stories unfolding across sports, finance, and geopolitics. If you want to understand the forces shaping our world, make sure you subscribe to more deep dives like this one. Thanks for watching.